What is up, everybody? Happy Sunday. Sunday fun day is Sunday windy day. The old girl's rocking and rolling this morning out of the east. You can see behind me. And the fun part about this is I think of the immortal Ron Clark on days like this, where he would say it was sloppy but fishable, and then he would say that later on, once we got out there, he would say over the CB there to each boat that the waves had gone Maytag, which meant they were coming from all directions. And like right now, if you were out here with me, the wind was blowing due east at one point because the wave patterns are going this way. But now this wind is switched and the foam lines are going across the current from southeast to northwest. So the drift of the boat is kind of in between. So it wants to rock this way and then it wants to rock this way. So that combines to do one of these because you're always in a different state of which direction you're going in a liquid form. And so it's bouncing me all over the place. Like I've got my legs locked into the seat. I just went up to grab my life jacket. I'm not being dramatic. I just thought to myself, it's getting that time of year. Next month you have to have it on no matter what. I'll grab it, and it's a Mustang. As soon as I grab it, the thing had went off at some point. It must have got wet, or I don't know if it expires, and it went off. So now I don't know how to put it back together or nothing. I'll have to find out. So now I've got to do that before the first of the month, because that's my inflatable. So, but yeah, she's rocking, sporty out here. I didn't go far. I went to the green buoy this morning, and so far I've made one drift. I got up late. I slept until 6 a.m. this morning, like a homeless guy. I got up and I was like, oh boy. Stayed up to watch the SU game last night. I'll tell you, in one breath you want to say, boy, that defense scares the crap out of me, because you just don't know. Like, they could seemingly give up a touchdown on any play, but yet we turned them over 3 times last night on great defensive plays between the interception and the fumble recoveries. On offense, we turned all 3 of those turnovers into 21 points, into 3 touchdowns. We got some real issues in the kicking game. 2 games ago, Las Vegas blocked 2 punts. We punted once at this game, and I held my breath, honestly. We kicked 1 field goal, we missed 1, and then what should have been another field goal, probably, we went for it, and listen, they could have made it, and I don't disagree with going for it on 4th and goal, or even 4th down in the red zone. This team has proven, I'll tell you what, it's such a team effort on offense. The running game, I thought we'd see more of Willis last night, and I thought you'd see him a little more getting spread out, getting pitched to the outside. I think that kid is a beast in waiting. LaQuinn Allen, I'll tell you, boy, he reminds me of a young Marcus Allen. There was a lot of people that thought Marcus couldn't get the tough yards, and he did. But he also was fast and quick, and LaQuinn's got the heart the size of a lion. He just took on another defender at the goal line, head up, and stood the defender up and ended up in the end zone. I just love that running toughness that and a couple big runs too. Anytime you hand him the ball, you don't know, he could break one and be gone before the defense knows what's going on. But to all the receivers that are seemingly being thrown the ball at just at will, like McCord is throwing it to so many people, and what I will say is, you just assume every pass to be caught, because these guys from our tight ends, Walleye, we saw a lot of last night, which I thought was a really interesting wrinkle, especially to make teams have to prepare for it. And that kid seems extremely talented. He can throw the ball, he can run the ball, he can line up at quarterback. So Walleye, around a Gadsden, man, that kid catches everything. I tell you what, he catches everything. Pena dropped a couple early, and McCord went right back to him again and again until he got in his rhythm, and then his hands were right back. Meeks had a couple drops against UNLV and made some great catches last night, including that touchdown, which he had three guys draped on him, and he put them in McCord, of course, dropping the dime like he's been doing. The catch in the end zone, the other wide receiver, and I forget his name right off the top of my head. That spinning catch off his back foot in plants was beautiful. So kudos to the whole receiving corps et al. For SU. Like they stepped up. McCord chucks it all over the place, and he's on time with it, and his receivers, all these guys have only played 6 games together. You know, we're 5-1. And they look like they've been playing together for a couple years. Everybody's on the same page, and I love it. I like what Coach Brown is doing. I like his fire on the sideline in every way. I'm an old school football kid from high school in the 80s, and we would have played for Coach Brown, and we probably had some Coach Brown types in those days. But he seems awesome, and I love the success, and I love going into every game feeling like you're going to win. And seeing that offense come out and just march it right down the field on everybody we've played so far. Now, it seems like it stalls a little tiny bit in the red zone, but they still, now last night we were 3 for 7, 3 for 8 in the red zone. It seemed like things stalled a little bit down there. We didn't do too much of the deep work that maybe we need to open up things a little bit more for the running game and the passing game. But that's just my 2 cents. I love it. I'd like to have that Stanford game back. Boy, oh boy, because 6-0 would be such a nicer view. But I'll take 5-1. We're 6 games in, and we got 6 or 7 games more. Wow, let's see. I mean, the expectations are going higher and higher every week. This team seems to. We're going to get Wax back here. He started practicing this week, so I assume next week. Super exciting. Syracuse football is exciting again. You can feel it around town. So, all right, I'm gonna make a few more casts and get out of here. This wind's howling. I've caught one short. Water temp is down to 57.67, 57. So it's dropping. It was cold, and it looks like it's going to be cold and windy most of next week, at least the first 3 days. So I'm going to see this all do its thing fast. But, all right. Have a great one, everybody. Thank you. Tip.